Coming at you on this evening edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports, we're going to take a look at an update on the quarterback battle. Head coach Kellen Moore sounded off on what is the future for the QB position. And we're also going to take a look at the latest news and injury updates for a bunch of different players at practice. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's just go ahead and kick it right over to the head coach. He was asked, do you have a decision on a QB1 for week 1 versus the Arizona Cardinals? This is his response. No. We're going through that process right now, letting these guys continue to go through this journey. They've done some really good work, so we'll put ourselves in position for this Denver game and see how it goes from there. Now, to be totally honest, if you ask me, I believe the quarterback battle really could go either way. Both of these players have a case to be the QB1 against the Cardinals in week 1 of the 2025 season for the black and gold. Spencer Rattler, he has more experience. In my opinion, he's looked better all throughout the summer, all throughout the preseason. But Tyler Shough has started to look really, really good, and he has that second-round pedigree. He has the fact that Kellen Moore was the person who handpicked Tyler Shough. So in my opinion, this really could go either way. Tyler Shough, he started to gain some momentum, started to really show off why he was the 40th overall pick. Still a lot of work to be done. Have to acknowledge that for both of those guys, but there has been some really nice progress for both passers. Now, who do you think should start week 1? Type TS for Tyler Shough, type SR for Spencer Rattler. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Spencer Rattler in my personal opinion, but if you think Tyler Shough should be the guy, sound off as well, and I want you to defend your case. I'm totally surprised, to be honest, that Spencer Rattler wasn't named QB1. It's not like he's been years and worlds better than Tyler Shough. But I do believe it makes more sense for New Orleans to throw Spencer Rattler into the mix for the first few weeks, because it's going to be sink or swim at that point. If it goes well, hey, keep playing him. Why take the hot hand off the table? But if it goes poorly, then Tyler Shough can use that extra time to get a little extra work, get a little extra opportunity, cook in the oven a little bit more before he's ready to take over. I do think Spencer Rattler is going to need a good day versus the Denver Broncos in order to really push himself over the edge to be the QB1. Because if you ask me, week 1 went to Tyler Shough. Week 2 to Spencer Rattler. So week 3, that's where decisions will be made. At the end of the day, I still think Tyler Shough should not start week 1. I would personally hold off on throwing him into the fire because I just think he needs more time to get ready. How regularly have we seen, first-year quarterbacks get thrown into the fire and it work out? How many times have we seen this also work out with the first-time head coach? It hasn't happened a ton. There are probably examples out there. There's definitely examples every season of a rookie having a crazy year. Why not Tyler Shough? But I just have a hard time thinking Tyler Shough is going to have a Bo Nix or a Jaden Daniels type season, especially considering I think Spencer Rattler will start the first few weeks. And look, this conversation in the quarterback battle, it's one that's a little bit of a sore subject for some Saints fans because for some people it feels like you're either all in on Spencer Rattler or you're all in on Tyler Shough and there is no in between. It's a really frustrating conversation as a Saints fan because at the end of the day, I really don't care who's throwing the football. I don't care who's under center. I could care less who's in the huddle. I just want the best quarterback on the field. And if you're a real Saints fan, that's what you should want as well. It doesn't matter who got drafted where. It doesn't matter what year this player got drafted. It doesn't matter what their record was in college. It doesn't matter how many games they lost last year. I just want the best player on the field that is currently available to the Saints. Right now, the two best options, in my opinion, Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough. Are they beautiful options? No. Are they options that are going to win you a Super Bowl? Probably not. But you got to give them a chance. You got to see what Kellen Moore is capable of doing with these guys because I do think that the future is bright in New Orleans. They're building the foundation. Just getting the quarterback decision right is the next big step for the New Orleans Saints. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at more from Kellen Moore because he had more to say about this QB battle. But before we dive into that, Guys, the summer is winding down. It stinks. I know. I love the summer. I love the good vibes. I love going to the pool. I love hanging out with the fellas and having some drinks. And I'll tell you what, I've been rocking Chubbies all summer long, and it's your turn to get geared up with Chubby Shorts. It's about to be prime time for day drinking on the patio, watch parties for your favorite college football team, and heck, even maybe taking a stroll down Bourbon Street or Canal, having some drinks. And before you get stuck in jeans and khakis at the pumpkin patch with your lady friend, you got to check out Chubby Shorts. Trust me, fellas, your girl will love them, and you'll be thanking me later. For a limited time, use our exclusive code CHATSPORTS for $10 off at chubbyshorts.com. Skies out, thighs out, let the good times roll. Comfy, casual, and built for life, the Chubbies original stretch shorts can live on your legs. Available in long, short, and way short, they come with a relaxed fit, elastic waistband, and no fuss design. These are the kind of shorts you'll forget you're wearing until you get an onslaught of high fives and compliments. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I have a bunch of pairs of Chubby Shorts. I have this polo you're about to see on screen, and I know that anytime I'm going out, hanging out with Maddie, going to watch some Saints highlights, talking ball, whatever it is, I know I'm looking absolutely fly, and I know that Chubby Shorts always has me covered, whether it's polos, swimsuits, shorts. I love Chubby's gear. I've been rocking their stuff since I was back in high school. It really is a dream come true that they're sponsoring my YouTube channel now because I have been a fan of Chubby Shorts for, at this point, 8-10 years, which is absolutely crazy to say. Be sure to get started with Chubby Shorts today, whether you're suiting up for cannonballs, cookouts, or casual Fridays. Chubby's has you covered. For a limited time, you can get $10 off your order with our code CHATSPORTS at chubbyshorts.com. That's code CHATSPORTS at chubbyshorts.com. Support our show and let them know we sent you. Click the link in the comments and description of this video if you want to take advantage of that sale. And I highly encourage you to check out that NFL collection. Oh, so fresh. Get started with Chubby Shorts. Skies out, thighs out, baby. Spencer Rattler at practice today. He did take the QB1 reps, which is, in my opinion, a little bit telling as to what to expect for who will start the QB against Denver in preseason week 3. Week 1, Rattler started. Week 2, Shough started. Week 3, I'm going to actually go with Spencer Rattler being the starter quarterback. I just think that he is the guy that ultimately will be decided to be the QB1. But Kellen Moore did add some more context after practice today around Rattler, saying Spencer came in, obviously, talking about preseason week 2, and gave us a couple big plays. He noted the pass interference that Mason Tipton was able to get on the defensive backs last week. He also mentioned that he had some plays. Obviously, the interception was unfortunate. That's on me just as much as anyone calling that particular play down there. His response, though, was great. I thought that 2-minute drill or that 2-minute drive for that whole offensive group was really, really good. I thought there was a lot of good at the end. So we'll continue to evaluate. And Kellen Moore did say it's really, really close on the quarterback battle. And to be totally honest, we can show you the production of both Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler through the preseason. And yeah, it's very close. Tyler Shough has thrown one less pass. Spencer Rattler has one more completion. Tyler Shough, dang near the exact same amount of yards. Both have one touchdown and one interception. The QB rating also very, very similar. Neither one of these guys has truly separated themselves to be the alpha, to be the guy. So I think that is ultimately why this decision still has not been made. That's why Tyler Shough got QB1 reps today, Spencer Rattler got QB1 reps today, and Tyler Shough took QB2 reps. I do think with Tyler Shough, there's no bad, it's not bad. There's no horrible reason to freak out. If Tyler Shough is not ready to be the QB1 week 1, he was never, ever going to be this week 1 starter that's 100% going to light it up and be the guy. We all knew that there was going to be a little bit of growing pains, and there was going to be some time needed for Tyler Shough in order to get ready to be a starting quarterback. It's very, very different. He has a lot of experience being in college football for so long, but he hasn't really played a lot of snaps if you compare what he's done versus the rest of the QB class this year. Kellen Moore also said this on Tyler Shough. I thought he had a really, really good first drive just for the offense in general, not just talking about him. We just didn't start off the way we wanted to. Kind of a slow start. I thought he made a lot of really good decisions. He was moving the football. We just got to get more points and more production out of those first couple of drives. That's more important for the whole offense, not just Tyler. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, obviously, you want to see one of these two guys be the QB1. You want this decision to be made. You want to see what New Orleans is doing for this season. But welcome to being in a rebuild. This is what being in a rebuild is like. For everyone out there who said, blow it up, tank, rebuild the whole thing. I mean, outside of ownership and GM, this is a rebuild. You have brand new coaching staff, head coach, 2 new coordinators. Pretty much the entire coaching staff has been gutted. Some of them stuck around, but pretty much mostly they've all been gutted. A lot of players retired. Some players have been traded away. You have a bunch of dudes that are coming in. 9 draft picks made. You had no trades during the draft. Like, this is what it's like being in a rebuild. There's growing pains. There is going to be times where it's really, really frustrating, but you cannot hone in and have tunnel vision on this season. Because year 1 under Kellen Moore, is it going to be beautiful? Probably not. But should it be more fun? Absolutely. And what's really more important is not just getting to the playoffs and winning the NFC South in year 1. Sure, that would be awesome, and that's what we're hoping for. But the expectation should be, let's build the foundation this year. Let's give this team something to build off of into the future, and let's evaluate what roster needs are still here when the rest of these veterans who are still on the roster end up retiring or leaving. What do we still need? How do we continue to fill out this roster to make it fully Kellen Moore's team? So coming up, we're going to talk more about this topic, injury updates, more news, updates on some of the different players, and Jonas Sanker got some praise from Kellen Moore too. So we're going to talk about that here in a moment. Programming announcement. We did talk about this in our AM video. If you haven't checked it out already, I highly encourage you to go watch it. It's going to be linked at the end of this video. Just click on it. It'll be recommended to you. We're going to be live on Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon. Actually, in about 24 hours, we will be live with the CEO of This Shit Is More Than a Game, Jono Barnes. He is joining us live on Saints Now by Chat Sports. We're going to be doing a preview for this matchup on preseason week 3 on Saturday. We're going to be talking about the quarterback battle. We're going to be answering questions and taking hot takes from Saints fans just like you. And he's one of the best in the biz, one of the most entertaining guys, and a dear personal friend of mine. So really excited to have him on the show, trying to give you guys some unique and fun content. We haven't done a lot of interviews, and this offseason alone, we've already done 3 or 4. So that's awesome. Saints Now to the moon. Let's go through attendance, injury updates, all that good jazz, because this is important to discuss. Alontae Taylor, he was not at practice today, still dealing with a groin injury. Terrell Burgess, he was not at practice either. Have not actually found what the injury designation is for him. So if you guys know, feel free to roast me in the comments. Share what it is. I haven't been able to find it, but that's just personally me. But he was not at practice as well. Trevor Penning, he's dealing with the turf toe injury. Kellen Moore saying they're not sure if he will be ready to roll week 1, but he's doing everything he can from a recovery standpoint. He's doing good. So hopefully he's ready to go sooner rather than later. Turf toe injury is actually what sidelined him in his rookie season. Not good for a player who's had a lot of issues developing in the National Football League. He needs to get back out on the field as quick as possible if we want to get the maximum production out of Trevor Penning. John Ridgeway, he's dealing with a pec injury that he suffered early in preseason week 2. Kellen Moore said that IR could potentially be in play for John Ridgeway, but we will have to wait and see how long he is out. So be on the lookout for that update. If he is placed on injured reserve, we'll, of course, notify y'all. Long snapper Zach Wood dealing with a hamstring injury. Nothing too major, just day-to-day for him. But these 3 players did return to practice. Good news for Devin Neal. Remember, he was suffering from a hamstring injury. Same with J.T. Gray. Devin Neal was limited today in practice. J.T. Gray returned. Yashin Davis also returned, the edge rusher out of Wake Forest, I believe it was. Yeah, Wake Forest. He's been having a lot of big moments throughout training camp, so definitely want to see him get on the field. Really, really eager to see Devin Neal get some reps. I know he's excited to get out there. Very productive for the Kansas Jayhawks. And JT Gray, we all know he's a special teams ace. Very, very important to have him available. Christian Boyd, let's talk about him because obviously the roster got shaken up. Just a couple of days ago, the Saints traded away Colin Saunders for center Luke Fortner. So Christian Boyd has now been listed as the immediate backup behind Devon Godshaw. So this is really, really good news for Christian Boyd. He's been making a lot of noise. He's had a very good summer, and I think that he's a player who will have a big role in Brandon Staley's defense. I think he fits that defense really, really well as a nose tackle. We've already seen him almost get a safety. I'm excited to see what he can do. And Luke Fortner, remember, that's the player that the Saints got in return for Colin Saunders from the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was listed as a backup center behind Eric McCoy. So Torricelli Simpkins not listed as the center 2 in the unofficial depth chart, but it is worth noting that Luke Fortner is viewed as potentially the backup center. Torricelli Simpkins has had a phenomenal training camp. He's had a phenomenal preseason. I do think that he will end up having a roster spot. Luke Fortner just does bring some starting experience. He's played a lot of snaps in the NFL, so I do think that he's a player that could provide at least some depth for the offensive line, which we all know that O-line depth is concerning to say the least. Last thing we're going to end on is Jonas Sanker getting some praise from Kellen Moore. He said that he had a lot of clips in the team meetings today. His play style stands out. Say that 10 times fast. He said his play style stands out big time, and I'm really, really excited to watch Jonas Sanker continue to evolve with the New Orleans Saints. I'm excited about him. I think he's a really fun player, and I get it. This is not going to be a team that should go win a Super Bowl, but I'm telling you right now, guys, there are some really, really interesting pieces, and there's some really intriguing guys on the roster that you should be getting excited about. Again, year 1, let's set the foundation so we can get sustained success in year 2, 3, 4, and 5 of this Kellen Moore era. Be sure to hit me up on social media. I am posting every single day on all 3 platforms: X, IG, TikTok. Just search me up on all 3, Trizzy Trace. You'll be able to find me. I also linked the profiles down in the comments and description of this video. So go check it out if you want to give me a follow. Shoot me a DM. Love chopping it up with Saints fans. And y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.